I've called a lot of Alaskerov's fights.
Already locked up this arm isolated. Submission for the fighter.
Dagestan is an MMA factory
like with that lead hand that dropped Tavares.
See who has the advantage.
that constantly produces dominant competitors who only want to smash people.
Diego Gonzalez has taken and separate. Oh, but
Alaskerov.
Beautiful job by Alaskerov to find the hips of Souza against the fence. That's right where
And Ikram Aliskerov is not an exception. The sambo specialist is taking the MMA stage by storm,
Very happy about his technique. Now he goes again.
dominating and destroying everyone he fought. And after signing with the UFC, he is on a mission to avenge his only professional loss against the one and only Khamzat Chimaev.
back up to his feet, but that was a big shot landed by
We will look at Alaskerov's career and analyze how this hungry prospect will hunt Chimaev down to win the rematch.
Good punch for the Bulgarian.
Becoming a combat sambo champion is not a walk in the park.
Russian needs to be as calm as he was. Tries to throw and he succeeds. Whoa, this was...
Alaskerov managed to win 4 World Sambo Championships with 2 different organizations, as well as 2 European Championships, including a victory against the undefeated Bellator champion Yaroslav Amosov. If you thought Amosov was a dominant champion, just imagine how good Alaskerov really is, considering that he beat the Ukrainian in a martial art that is the closest you can get to actual MMA.
This cage was the difference maker in this fight.
Alaskerov made his MMA debut on April 26, 2012 against Alimjan Shadmanov. The Dagestani prospect dominated that bout to a unanimous decision victory, and then put his MMA career on hold for 3 years before returning to action on July 24, 2015 against Vladimir Stukalov. Ikram did not want to leave it to the judge's hands this time, and immediately indicated that he would be the aggressor by scoring a beautiful takedown early in the round. Stukalov defended well, but the sambo champion was all over him, not giving him time to breathe. After delivering heavy punishment from the mount position, Alaskerov pulled off a beautiful armbar that forced Stukalov to tap. During the same year, the Russian fought again in the Fight Night Dagestan organization against Dmitry Arishev and won the bout unanimously. Ikram Aliskerov was out of MMA for almost 2 years before signing a contract with Brave Combat Federation in 2017, where he could entirely focus on the sport and grow as an MMA athlete. On April 29, 2017, the Dagestani prospect was scheduled to fight Rufat Azadov.
Boy, you're in trouble.
I've called a lot of Alaskerov's fights.
You don't really know what to expect, but
Rufat's got this brilliant idea to shoot for a takedown against a 4-time combat sambo world champion
Azerbaijan.
and exposed his neck for a submission.
we'll see if he drops.
The sambo specialist used that opportunity and caught Azadov into a deep guillotine, forcing him to tap early in the first round.
Alaskerov is trying to finish this fight, and he is yanking back.
In the next bout, Alaskerov was scheduled to face the South African fighter Jeremy Smith. Ikram intelligently used his reach advantage.
There we go. That was a punch to the eye.
That's a huge.
And implemented a perfect game plan to defeat the opponent.
Move over to Brave Combat Federation.
Ooh, good knee.
The Russian controlled the fight from the beginning,
That are alive on this planet.
In the red with the black.
tagging Smith with jabs while keeping him at bay.
Bothering him.
After absorbing multiple clean shots,
Blood in his eye, now it's even worse.
Head kick,
Champion down in South Africa.
the South African looked desperate, and he could do nothing against the superior sambo specialist.
He's not afraid to throw heat. He sits down on pretty much every one of his punches.
Also,
The Russian landed a beautiful right hook that dropped the opponent, and the referee was forced to stop the fight and prevent Smith from absorbing unnecessary damage. With this victory, Alaskerov proved to the world that not only he possesses elite wrestling and grappling skills, but superior striking credentials and knockout power too. On March 2nd, 2018, Ikram fought Chad Hanakam, who proved to be a tough opponent. They fought a very close first round,
chance to get on it.
Cyrus, that was actually pretty incredible.
but the Dagestani started getting momentum in the second
Right down the middle. I mean, you can't get more direct than that.
and third by using his sambo credentials
Pretty incredible. I'm having a good time.
Exactly.
and winning the grappling exchanges.
This could cinch the round.
Alaskerov was slightly the better man that night and won a close split decision victory. However, in his next contest against Joey Michael Birkenbosch, the Russian fighter reminded everyone why he is a force to be reckoned with. Birkenbosch took the center of the ring, and Ikram accepted the challenge. They went toe-to-toe, exchanging punches, and eventually got into a clinch position. For some odd reason, the Dutch fighter attempted to throw and failed, allowing Alaskerov to capitalize on that. Sure enough, the Russian controlled the fight from there on and delivered heavy ground and pound strikes, finishing the job early in the first round. After another spectacular victory against Geraldo Coelho de Lima Neto next, the Dagestani was scheduled to face the most formidable opponent of his career, the undefeated Khamzat Chimaev. Chimaev started the bout aggressively, challenging the sambo specialist to a brawl. Early in the first round, Khamzat dropped the undefeated Russian with a jab, but Alaskerov quickly got up to his feet. They got to a clinch position where both fighters displayed beautiful takedown defense skills, refusing to be taken down. Although Khamzat was undefeated as a wrestler, taking down a sambo world champion turned out to be a hard pill to swallow. However, after failing to score a takedown, Chimaev switched to his striking and delivered an uppercut from hell that knocked Alaskerov out cold. As the Russian tried to throw a jab, Khamzat countered it with the uppercut that landed clean on his chin, which caused his lights to go off instantly. This loss did not prevent Ikram from achieving his goal, and he took this step back as a learning experience. There is no shame in losing by Khamzat, considering how good he proved to be in recent years. Alaskerov fought one more time in 2019, this time against Diego Gonzalez, in a fight where he was determined to deliver a good performance that would overshadow his first professional loss. He started that bout cautiously,
Seeing the distance well, beautiful.
respecting Diego's skills,
Being pieced up by that exquisite jab and a big overhand from Diego.
but then, out of nowhere, he exploded with a flying knee that hurt the opponent and forced him to retreat.
Huge knee from Alaskerov.
The Russian knew Diego was still dangerous and did not go recklessly against him. Instead, he kept tagging him with calculative strikes.
Eyes focused on his opponent's team.
Right now, he is not winning in the striking. And as if to say, do you want me to follow up? And there it is, big round and pop.
Without involving himself in danger.
Big overhand from Diego.
The silent attempt at the outside single, but he got pieced up for his trouble.
Alaskerov used his reach advantage and was winning the striking exchanges
Elbows coming down now.
as he hurt the Swedish fighter again, this time with a beautiful 1-2 combination.
Another flight.
Although Diego proved to be tough with a high level of endurance, his fighting IQ did not match his toughness as he attempted a takedown on the sambo specialist early in the second round.
Diego Gonzalez has taken a lot of damage.
Alaskerov quickly reversed that and got himself into a dominant position,
Ikram Aliskerov in the ascendancy, happy to land.
dominating the opponent for the whole round.
Double butterfly hooks.
In the third, Ikram continued where he left off and overpowered Diego with ground and pound strikes,
What is Diego Gonzalez?
forcing the referee to wave the fight off.
It's over.
And that was
On September 17, 2020, Ikram was scheduled to face his compatriot, Denis Tioliolin.
and as if to say, do you want me to follow up? And there it is.
Attempt at the outside single, but he got pieced up for his trouble.
The opponent was tall and had similar reach as the Dagestani fighter.
Now the red corner.
Therefore, Alaskerov knew precisely what to do and what game plan to follow.
Striking background from the movement. Head kick attempt, Dennis.
He showed a good fighting IQ by repeatedly taking Denis down in the first two rounds,
The attempt was largely thwarted by that quick pop-up.
while avoiding a stand-up exchange that could put him in danger.
Off the fence and separate. Oh, but
Denis defended well on the ground and refused to give up.
Go to work.
But each time he tried to stand, Ikram took him down again.
Again, big takedown from Alaskerov.
By doing so, Alaskerov was tiring the opponent, which allowed him to capitalize on Tioliolin's exhaustion in the third.
Lulin appears wobbled.
After taking him down early in the final round, the Dagestani adjusted himself well and beautifully put his leg above Denis's head, pulling off a beautiful Kimura submission that forced his opponent to tap.
Grip his hands or and the
Arm's
arm looks
going
like it's
back.
set. He's going to break
going
it.
back
It's the tap!
This submission will become Ikram's signature move, considering that 3 of his 5 submission victories come by way of Kimura.
Step over, really. I mean, he's got it before he steps over.
Alaskerov returned to action on March 25, 2021 against the Serbian fighter, Miro Jurkovic. Although the Russian started the bout slowly,
Really is up there, you big winging shot.
out of nowhere, he stormed the opponent with a fury of punches at the midpoint of round 1.
Looks for the throat when it's not there. Doesn't matter. Transition.
The Serbian went defensive,
Right now.
Elbow coming.
leading Ikram to get a body lock takedown.
Guard. Now his wrist is in danger.
For the Kimura.
Alaskerov fully capitalized on that as he punished Miro with heavy ground and pound strikes for the rest of the
Big
round.
shot to the body. That's a rib tickler if ever.
When the Serb sat on the stool, he looked like he fought a T-Rex, as someone who didn't want to be there anymore.
I'm not quite sure.
Brave Nation, we are watching intently now from cage side.
Sure enough, Alaskerov landed a big overhand right early in the second round
That amount of blood actually will not
and took the opponent down with a beautiful body lock technique.
Fine.
That's a beautiful under.
Although Miro tried to defend,
Position is lost. He'll just transition to another one.
he was already gassed and looked like a fish out of
Right now,
water.
He's just relentless with his positional.
The Russian capitalized on that as he went from full mount position to side control,
Same time. Mount, back mount.
Head on triangle
threaten,
potential
mount.
here.
trapping Miro's hand for a Kimura.
Alaskerov trying to dig in for another Kimura.
After adjusting the leg over the head, the Serb had only 2 choices: tap or snap.
Over the head. That,
It's
that looks
close,
tight.
it's over!
Luckily for him, he chose the first option, allowing the Dagestani to earn another victory via Kimura. The following year, Ikram Aliskerov debuted with Khabib's MMA organization Eagle FC against Na Shon Burrell. The Russian intelligently mixed his striking with
Beautiful level change, went up top.
I've called a lot of Alaskerov's fights.
wrestling,
When you get guys that are able to mix it like that, those are the guys.
dominating the American for 3 rounds.
Rolled to alleviate it. Ikram did the same.
Although he didn't manage to finish the job before the final bell, he won a one-sided unanimous decision victory nevertheless.
Ikram Aliskerov.
The Dagestani prospect finally appeared on the UFC's radar as he was scheduled to face Mario Sousa on September 13, 2022 on Dana White's Contender Series 54. The sambo specialist made quick work of the opponent as he took him down early in the first round.
A little bit deeper. He's got his hands locked.
And he's got
Takes
the
him for a
fence.
big ride.
Yep.
And pulled another Kimura victory, dislocating Sousa's shoulder in the process.
Lights out.
The UFC president, Dana White, seemed content and granted Alaskerov a UFC contract.
So, yeah, welcome to the UFC.
Ikram Aliskerov, congratulations.
Welcome to the big leagues. The Russian made his UFC debut on May 6, 2023 against Phil Hawes. Instead of using his sambo credentials to take Hawes down and work him on the ground, Alaskerov decided to go toe-to-toe against the American,
Find that, but tonight he has got a
eager to make a statement that he was here to stay.
Good body kick as well.
At the midpoint of round 1, Ikram landed a beautiful 1-2 combo that knocked Hawes out cold.
and Alaskerov just hurt him.
What a better way to debut with the organization. He made a statement that he is dangerous wherever the fight goes. He can take you down at will and shut your lights off if you get overconfident on your feet. Beating everyone in his professional career except for one man leads to this question. As we ask what's next for Ikram, it's too early to say, but if the Russian keeps winning in the UFC, a rematch between him and Khamzat seems inevitable. Although Alaskerov stated that, at this point, he is only focused on climbing up the rankings, we can assume that he is eager to avenge his only MMA loss and settle the score with Khamzat sometime in the future. It's been 4 years since these two initially met, and the Dagestani has improved a lot ever since. Even in that bout, Chimaev could not take the sambo specialist down, so he kept the fight standing. Considering that Alaskerov made crucial adjustments in his striking game, we might see a completely different outcome when these two Caucasians face each other again. And what do you guys think? Do you believe Ikram Aliskerov has the potential to become a UFC champion?
This could cinch the round.
How do you think a rematch between he and Khamzat Chimaev would go? Leave your thoughts in the comments, and if you would like to watch more videos like this, please make sure to like and subscribe to our channel.
Short, go to uppercuts, left hooks, and see where you can.
Alaskerov is opening his range perfectly.